We need one more?
Pardon?
No. We need one more, or are we fine?
We are it. We are the four. We are the four. And just remember, because she confessed she was going to give her chickens marijuana, we have to just say, can't do it to chickens, just can't do it.
Here, I was just going to give you a fantastic four compliment.
Okay, almost time. All right, that clock is off by a minute, so let's go ahead and get started here. It's 4 o'clock. Let's call the Zoning Board of Appeals for Tuesday, June 14, 2022 to order. Attendance. Ladies, if you'll note the attendance, please.
Absolutely. Commissioner Delaware?
Here.
Thank you. Commissioner Hanner? Commissioner Hanner? Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Lindsay?
Here.
Thank you. Chairman Moreno?
Present.
Thank you. Attendance taken.
All right then, and I do not believe there's any additions or deletions to our agenda.
That is correct.
All right, and we do not, to my best of knowledge, have any unfinished business.
We do not.
All right then, so let us step to our new business here, but before we start, some administrative details out of the way first. Once I open up the public hearing, I'll ask for staff to give the staff report so that it goes on the record. And then next, after that, individuals that come forth to speak, come to the podium. Please give your name, your address, because it is being recorded for the record. After that's done, there'll be questions asked, if there's any, to be asked, and allow, the petitioner to also, give back information if there's any questions from the board here. At that point, we'll ask in the audience if there's anybody here to speak for or against this particular request, and hear them. And if there are none, then we'll move then to closing the public hearing and then have an internal deliberation by the board to see if there's any questions we have as a board to staff and then make our decision. All right. So let's go ahead and begin. Staff, if you will, please, the staff report.
Susan?
Yes. Good afternoon. Thank you. So this variance request, Z-02-22, petition from Audra M. Palonen? Oh, okay, 94 Carl Avenue, Battle Creek, Michigan. The applicant wishes to have a 60-foot square hen enclosure with coop on her property at 94 Carl Avenue. Because the applicant's property has road frontage on both ends of the property, it is considered a double-fronted lot with 2 front yards, no rear yard. The city's urban livestock section of the city code requires hen enclosures to be placed in the rear yard. Therefore, the applicant is requesting a variance to allow a hen enclosure in her front yard. Staff is recommending approval of this petition with the applicant's requested location due to the fact that the subject property does not have a rear yard, and the property also has challenging topographic conditions in the front yard along Grand Circle Avenue, and the width of the southern portion of this front yard along Grand Circle Avenue just southeast of the house, where the applicant is proposing to place the enclosure, offers also the greatest setbacks from the neighboring properties. If you look at pages 2 and 3 in your report, and one drop down just a little bit more to the contour map there. There's a 2-foot contour map showing the contours on Grand Circle Avenue in that particular front yard as you get closer to the right-of-way. And then if you scroll down just a little bit more, the applicant provided a picture with her application. You can see the challenging topographic conditions in that front yard if you get too close to the right-of-way. So excuse me, the front yard along Grand Circle Avenue is wider than the front yard along Carl Avenue on the other side of the property by 50 feet. About 25 feet away from the east side of the house, the property starts to slope downward, as you've just seen, about 18 feet toward Grand Circle Avenue. It drops 18 feet, leaving the most level area with the greatest setbacks to other property lines, south and slightly east of the house, exactly where the applicant is proposing to place the hen enclosure. Findings and recommendation. Planning staff has reviewed these conditions and believes that each of the conditions can be justified in an affirmative manner. The general conditions that that are in the zoning ordinance for approving or denying findings of a zoning request, variance request, sorry. Staff finds that the practical difficulty does in fact exist if strict requirement of the ordinance is applied to this specific case because she does not have a front yard. Staff also believes that the practical difficulty is exceptional and peculiar to the subject parcel because not only does she have no rear yard, but she has some topographic challenges as well. Staff believes that if the variance is granted, that the intent of the ordinance will not be altered. And staff also believes that the applicant's requested location fulfills the requirement for the minimum necessary variance and supports the applicant's proposed location. Therefore, staff's recommendation is to approve this petition as presented.
All right,
Thank
thank you very much. All right, would the applicant like to come up and share any other information that has not been shared by staff already?
Audra Panlin, 94 Carl Avenue. Just wanted to have you guys consider maybe revisioning the wordage in that ordinance itself, because in that same paragraph where it says that a rear yard is requested, it also says in that same paragraph, I believe it's C1A, that it needs to be 2,010 feet from the property lines, which I believe is supposed to be 20 feet. So maybe if I could suggest that for you to consider.
Beautiful.
That's it.
All right, are there any questions for the applicant from the board? All right then, thank you very much. All right, as I said, is there anybody here to speak for or against this petition? Anybody here to speak for or against this petition? All right then. I move that we close this public hearing and we'll entertain a motion for Z-02-22 zoning dimensional variance request.
I move to support Z02-22.
All right,
Support.
been moved and supported. Okay, is there any discussion amongst the board or questions for staff? All right then, hearing none. If you will, please,
Yes.
call a vote.
Commissioner Delaware?
Approved.
Commissioner Hanner?
I approve.
Thank you. Commissioner Lindsay?
Approve.
And Chairman Moreno?
Approved based on the staff report that it meets all the necessary requirements and setbacks. All right then, it's been approved and get the necessary permits all taken care of, and congratulations. You're an owner of Proud Happy Chickens now. Thank you. All right then, moving down to approval of the minutes from our last meeting. Has everybody had a chance to look at them? Are there any corrections or annotations we need?
I do have a correction on that.
Please.
The notation on the announcement where Chairman Marino shared that additional information came up regarding Z0122, I think that needs to read that an error in measurement was discovered because it's a public record and it wasn't just additional information, it was a staff error.
I understand, but I think in light of the fact that it was additional information due to the error, the record does reflect, that it was addressed. I mean, I'm not sure how the rest feel, but that would be my thought. I wanted to listen to the rest, to what you think, but I think for the record purpose, it's a reasonable statement. It doesn't
Well, I mean, I know that
change it.
people had a lot of time spent in waiting and delaying on the process.
I understand.
So,
It's an unfortunate, but we did remedy it, and I do believe that the applicant was refunded their monies as part of the compensation back to them for the mistake. Yes, Ms. Gillette?
Chair Marino, I just would like to add that we will have a communication that's going out to the zoning board members tomorrow that is in reference to last month's petition regarding the assessment and the measurements and data that staff was able to review following the meeting. And so I believe it would be most accurate to have the minutes reflected that additional information was provided and reviewed for the determination, because there are factors that are certainly outlined that are not necessarily relevant solely to miscalculations of distancing.
Thank you.
okay.
All right. Are there any other items we have to entertain regarding the minutes?
No.
None? All right.
I make a motion to accept the minutes as printed.
Support.
Moved and supported. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? All right, minutes have been approved. All right, comments from the public. I'm not seeing any public, so let's move on to comments from members. Staff, thank you all for the report. Good work. I understand that we will be losing our young lady over here, Vanessa, and her eminent replacement, Crystal, is sitting here today, and she will become our new person through the planning department. So Vanessa, we'll miss you. Crystal, welcome aboard. Like I said, be careful. That guy is the closest. Yeah, be careful. But congratulations, Vanessa, on your new job.
Thank you.
Any other member comments?
No, I don't have any.
All right, then.
No.
Then we can move for adjournment. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Adjourned.
Thank you. We appreciate the quorum today.